Hey guys, my name is Quinn and welcome back to my channel. In this here video, I am going to go over all the clays that I use and some tips and tricks to achieve likeness in whatever you're trying to sculpt. So, alright, why don't we get started? So if your goal is achieving likeness, the first thing you must do is find good reference photos. You're going to need it from all sides if you're going to do a 3D figure that's going to be visible from all sides. And you're going to choose one photo that you're going to print to the exact size that you need the figure to be. And that's going to be your blueprint all through the project. So here I am with my blueprints, and I'm going to make these armatures out of wire, foil, and some tape. Using the photos, I'm going to keep on referring to them and see where the body is so I can bulk it up with the foil, and then I'm going to bend it accordingly to where I think the hips are, where the knees are, and so forth. So there's by having these blueprints, you're going to take out the guesswork in, oh, how long should the arms be, or how long should the legs be, where are the knees, and so it's all there. You just need to look, and if something's off, you can just fix it. And for Eustace, I will start with an epoxy clay, which is a 2-part clay. It takes 24 hours to cure. Once it's cured, it's the strongest clay, one of the strongest clays you can use. I'm using it on him because he's so thin, and I need a very strong, solid base to sculpt on, or else if you just sculpt on that wire by itself, it's like a wet noodle. You don't want that. So the epoxy clay will, be a very strong structure for the detailing that I'm gonna do after with Super Sculpey. And when it comes to Super Sculpey, it's my favorite clay just because the beige stuff is really good on the fingers, but it still holds detail very well. So it's my go-to clay only because I have very sensitive fingers. For you, I would probably always use the firm stuff, which is their gray clay. I think it's more substantial once it's cured, hardier, it's not as brittle. I fix the brittleness in the beige clay by just baking it a little longer so that it just be hardier. And because his arms are so thin, I can't put foil over it. Here I am scoring it so the clay will just stick right to the wire. And as I am sculpting him and the rest of the figures, because they're so small and because my clay is so soft, I am curing the clay as I go, bit by bit. That way, I'm not accidentally bumping into it with my fingers and ruining what I've already sculpted. Just because, it's super soft. If you're working with a bigger figure with harder clay, you don't need to do that at all. See, this is how his arms are so thin, so you want to lock that in. And I've said this before, invest in good tools because it really makes a big difference when you have the right tools. And I suggest, my advice is just to buy all the tools that you can get your hands on and just use them and see which works best for you. That's the only way you can find out. That spray was rubbing alcohol, and what that does is to smooth out all your finger marks, all your dips and valleys. It works very well in melting down that beige stuff. So Eustace's head was a bit more challenging for me in this project, and oftentimes I find myself revising something even after I say, oh, I think I'm done, a few times, sometimes several times, and that's what happened here with his chin and his head. But ultimately, eventually, I did get it right, and that's why the reference photo is so important, because you can see right here that the chin is off, right? And another technique to see better is I use a different lens. Literally, I take out my phone camera, I look through the phone camera. For some reason, it would adjust my perspective and I can see the errors a little bit better. Same way as like a painter would put up his fingers to frame a painting. That's why we do that. It's just to adjust the perspective a little bit. And what I'm doing here is like looking at the reference photo as a roadmap. For instance, you see where the ear is, where it starts. You can say, oh, it starts where this eye is right here. And how big is the ear in relation to the whole head? All these points are roadmaps and reference points so that you can know where to stop and start on your sculpt. Like the chin, look at how long it is. It stops right at that brim, and the nose is not quite as long as the lip, and the eye juts out. So yeah, that's why that picture is so important. I'm just using a block of wood here to help me create a very straight bottom of that shoe. You can see how scorched that clay is, because that brim will be brittle because it's thinner. So the more thinner the piece, I would just say bake it a little longer. And for the hand, the axe, and the lantern, as I did with the head, they're a little bit more complicated, so I would like to have more control in my hand, so I would just sculpt it separately and then glue it on to the figure afterwards. Also, another good reason why you should wait to glue these elements on is because these elements will create a lot of character and drama or emotion into the overall figure in the end, right? Because if the head is cocked a certain way, then it's going to say something different than it was cocked a different way, right? Or the hand up and down, or if the axe was, held up a little bit more, it says something different each time. So it gives you that control in the end of moving it around before you glue it down to the spot that you ideally want it at. So yeah. I would like to mention that there's something that I cannot sculpt without, and that's petroleum jelly. I literally have a tub right next to me the whole entire time. So every single time I take a piece of clay, I dip my finger into the petroleum and then moisten up that clay a bit more. Not only does it make the clay even softer, because that's how sensitive my fingers are, it does make it softer as well as smoother, so your fingers and your tools will glide over the clay. It's not gonna stick and be hard. Yeah, it just makes it so much easier. So if you guys want to test that out, that might work for you too. So we're almost done with Muriel right here. This is the point where, this is right now the point where I'm feeling it, right? Because before that, I'm feeling a lot of anxiety, asking myself, is it gonna look good? It doesn't matter how many figures I've sculpted, I always feel insecure about it until I get to a certain point. Looking at the reference photo, I can say, oh, okay, that cheek needs to be fatter, so we're gonna revise that off camera. And then I'm pushing in her wires, her legs here, and looking at how long I need it until I pull it back out to sculpt the legs, and then I can glue it back in afterwards. Okay, we're seeing the finish line here with Courage. Courage was a fun sculpt. Obviously he's so tiny, so he didn't take very long. He was an relatively easy sculpt as well. Eustace was definitely the hardest. And I want to mention something strange about translating 2D images into 3D. Oftentimes when you do that, it's going to only look good on one side because that's just how people drew it. Like, if you can imagine what he looks at the side, like his mouth is going to look all off. But anyhow, I just think that's kind of interesting. Moving on to the beast, I'm bulking it out with some cardboard with foil and wood and a wood base. I'm starting to smear it with some air dry clay. That's Premier Stone clay, my favorite clay because it's so lightweight. It's a good quality clay that's easy to work with as well. But it was just taking too much clay. I want to save clay. I want to save that good stuff. So I'm going to use this plaster cloth to fill in more of the gaps, the dips, the, valleys and stuff at that valley that the I can't talk the valleys that the foil is creating. So I'm saving myself a lot of clay by, putting this cloth over it. And all you do is like moisten it with some water. And it goes on so easily. It's user friendly. And it's so efficient. You get to build up the structure you want to build up in such an easy way. But I would not use it by itself. I would only use it as a guide, like a structure, and then use clay over it because I don't think it's strong enough by itself. Making sure that the head is hollow out, so that's why I'm using the balloon. And going back to the air dry clay, I don't know how you guys are always surprised to find out that I oven bake my air dry clay. I'm just surprised that you guys don't. Who has the time? Who has the patience? Put it in the oven at 150 degrees overnight and you're good to go the next day. Or if you have a few days to spare, go ahead. Be my guest. But okay, so this yellow stuff right here, great stuff if you don't need a thick layer of anything, but you do need a smooth layer. This is Elmer's Elmer's plastic wood filler. And it will take several, at least, layers to get it smooth. But once you get it all smoothed out, it's a beauty. I can get that stuff more smooth than I can like this clay or the beige stuff or even the gray stuff. Maybe the gray stuff. But this filler you should never use on your own because it's going to be brittle. So you're going to need some sort of structure. The eyeballs I just made with like a silicone mold with silicone. What am I talking about? Silicone molds with UV resin, and then to make it translucent, I use a little bit of white resin paint. Don't use regular paint, use resin paint. And you see, yeah, the head is loose because I want character in that head, and I want to make sure I get it positioned right and move it around and then glue it on when I get that position right. I made the, what do you call these? Ears? The branches out of wire. And then this stuff, my favorite stuff. This is not Sculpey. This is Cos clay. It's more expensive, but it's really worth the price because this stuff is not brittle at all. It has a little bit of flex. They kind of call it the flexible clay. It doesn't have that much flex. It does have flex. It won't break, so that's why it's good on the branches, because in case you bump into it, that thing isn't gonna break off. So it's great. And plus it has this nice tack on it. At least the soft version does. So I don't even need to score this wire. It just goes on like butter. And I'm just gonna use the heat gun on this because it's thin enough. Don't use the heat gun when you got a block of clay. It's not gonna cure right. You're gonna regret it. Okay guys, wow, time flies when we're having fun. Thanks so much for watching. What do you think? I probably left a whole bunch of stuff out. I sure did, because I'm just like flying by the seat of my pants narrating. Yeah, so did you like it? Do you have questions? Leave them below. And remember, Jesus loves ya. I'll see you next time. Have a good week, guys, or have a good month. I don't know. It may take another year for me to put out another video. Whatever the case, God bless.